A convoy of heavily armed vehicles passes through a cheering crowd in the capital city of Burkina Faso on October 3, 2022. It was then that the youthful face of the country's newest military ruler, Captain Ibrahim Traore, emerged from the armored personnel carrier. Dressed in a tracksuit and a red beret, the 34-year-old smiled and raised a thumb as he greeted the crowd. Ibrahim Traore, at the age of 34, became the world's youngest head of state when he assumed the role of transitional president of Burkina Faso, following a military coup in 2022. His rise to power has sparked many curiosity, as some have seen similarities between him and the late Thomas Sankara due to their age bracket during their respective regimes in Burkina Faso. And because of speech like this, all eyes are now currently on him.
Pour ce qui concerne le Burkina Faso, aujourd'hui nous sommes confrontés depuis plus de 8 ans à la forme de manifestation la plus barbare, la plus violente du néocolonialisme, de l'impérialisme. L'esclavage qu'on tend encore à nous imposer. Nos dévanciers nous ont bien appris une chose. L'esclave qui n'est pas capable d'assumer sa révolte ne mérite pas que l'on s'apitoie sur son sort.
Ibrahim Traore was a relatively low-ranking officer who earlier on ran an artillery regiment in a small northern town of Burkina Faso. But before all this, he was a promising geology student. So, how did he get to this point? Well, let's talk about it. But before that, if you are new to the channel, please do make sure you subscribe to our channel for more videos like this every day. In the military hierarchy of Burkina Faso, Traore is in the rank of captain, a French word for captain. Traore was born in a town of Bonduku in western Burkina Faso. He studied geology at the University of Ouagadougou before joining the army in 2010. He graduated as an officer from the Georges Normando Military School in 2010. He was later promoted to the rank of captain in the army. This was after he took part in the 2018 United Nations peacekeeping mission in the neighboring country of Mali. He also fought in the front lines against the militants in northern part of the country. After serving in relatively junior position in Burkina Faso's military, Traore's major mission came in 2018 when he was deployed to Mali as a soldier under the United Nations peacekeeping mission program. At the age of 26 at the time, Ibrahim Traore overcame a complex attack by militant extremists in the northern Timbuktu region. Traore was a lieutenant at the time. He exhibited leadership attributes including being willful, courageous and close to his men. Beside the assignments in Mali, Traore also featured prominently in the fight against the insurgency in the native Burkina Faso between 2019 and 2022. But in 2020, he was promoted to the rank of captain, a rank which he still retained till today. By late 2021, a humanitarian crisis was evident in many parts of the country. A quarter of the population faced food insecurity. Food shortages were common in many areas of the country. Various insurgent groups roamed freely in the countryside, and most were allied to Islamic State, others to Al-Qaeda. And because of this, in January 2022, a military coup led by Paul Henry Sandaogo Damiba overthrew the civilian government. Under the new government, little improvement was seen by members of the military. Those stationed in remote areas often did not receive their pay on time. In September, Damiba sacked his defense minister and assumed the role himself. In mid-September of the same year, 11 soldiers were killed in the northern part of the country by insurgents. This sparked rage among many soldiers in the military. And then, this is where Ibrahim Traore came in. Traore rallied the soldiers and led a coup against Damiba. Immediately after the September 2022 coup, Ibrahim Traore was declared the new head of the Patriotic Movement of Conservation and Restoration. 5 days later, on October 6, it was announced that he was Burkina Faso's new transitional president. Immediately after the coup, anti-French and Western sentiments were voiced by many coup supporters. Others voiced pro-Russian opinions. ECOWAS, an organization of the West African states, condemned the coup but took little action against the new government. But soon after taking power, Ibrahim Traore immediately started making some changes in the governance of the country, including reducing his minister's salary to reduce cost of governance. Few months after being in office, he made sure that Burkina Faso's patriot, Thomas Sankara and his men, who were murdered in 1987, were given a proper and befitting heroic burial, without forgetting that he never received a presidential salary since he took power in 2022. Instead, he is still paid the same salary that he was paid as a captain. He has also gone ahead to redefine the educational system of Burkina Faso and also commissioned swift construction of major roads in Burkina Faso. But then, it would be unfair to talk about him without talking about his model, Thomas Sankara. On October 4, 1984, Sankara, amid a major famine in Western Africa that had ravaged Burkina Faso, Mali, Chad, and Niger in the early 1980s, Sankara staged a coup against the French leadership in Burkina Faso on August 1983, and this won him the hearts of many citizens of Burkina Faso by introducing measures to address foreign debts and extreme hunger that had caused excessive suffering in the country. So, on social media, Ibrahim Traore has been referred to as Sankara incarnate. Even though hunger remains one of the Burkina Faso's main challenges today, insecurity is even a bigger problem in Burkina Faso today. But then, Ibrahim Traore's international shine appeared to have faded until July 2023, when he accompanied 16 other African heads of state to St. Petersburg in Russia for a meeting with President Vladimir Putin, who had organized the Russia-Africa Summit. As you can see, his fellow presidents were dressed in a custom-tailored expensive suits, but Traore, who was slightly above 6 feet in height, showed up in a military combatant clothing, complete in a red beret and tactical gloves. While walking past security officers who were saluting the arrival of heads of state at the venue, Traore was one of the few, if not the only one, visiting the president who saluted back. The saluting, the picture with Putin and the dress code earned him a lot of attention, but his speech during the Russia-Africa Summit earned him a lot more attention. But then in Burkina Faso, Ibrahim Traore has also pledged to fight insurgency and has called for support from new allies including Russia and North Korea. He said that his soldiers need training, equipment and intelligence gathering to up their game against insurgency. Since being in power, he has gone ahead to tackle the issue of insecurity in the country and also partnered with Russia, as Russia has supplied them with weapons and has also promised to have a joint military action with the country, which includes helping them tackle the issue of insurgency and also helping in training the Burkinabe armed forces. So there you have it. Thanks for watching. Please do make sure you subscribe to our channel for more videos like this every day.